Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Let me... Oh, yeah, hiccup, I'm sorry. Nope, that is not it. Okay. Pending edits? Huh? Okay, alright. So what that does is lets me copy a version for, you know, my own ability to play. If you quit, the park will be deleted, which we don't want to do, although we could safely do that with a copy saved. Wait. Yeah, okay. No, I was trying to, you know, figure out exactly how that all worked and stuff. Alright, so we're loaded in, and yeah, this is the latest version from when I saved last night. So, depending on what I do in this tonight, if I decide to upload those changes, what I think I'll have to do is delete the collab version that I created, and then just basically recreate a collab version out of the save file that I have locally. Yep. Dale, what's going on, man? Hope you had a nice day. Hope you're having a good time celebrating and staying safe. Alright, so yesterday we did this, yeah, this disastrous, tunnel. The, Cave of Doom. Tortigan Tales, Happy New Year. I appreciate that, same to you. Oh, we still have a little bit more than 2 hours to go here on the east coast of the US. Now, many of my friends, and many of my viewers, they're in Europe or other parts of the world where the new year has already begun. I said it in the description, and I'll say it here. I'll actually speak it here, but I hope you all have a great new year. I hope you all have a very happy and blessed 2026. 25 has been kind of a rough year for me, for a number of reasons that I'm really not going to get into on the stream. I'd rather keep it positive, but I won't, you know, I won't hide the fact that this year hasn't been a great one for me. So, I never give up hope, I never give up faith that things are going to improve, things are going to get better. So, I'm hopeful that 26 will be a good year for me. I hope it'll be a great year for all of you. Let's add a couple rocks right here. It's a little bit of a bald patch. Not that I really need it, but because back in here, well, yeah, the train actually goes this way, down the hill, so it's not like they would see it anyway, but at least that way we look at it and there's something there. You explaining what you have to do before you exit the Parker game was like listening about the Matrix. I was more kind of just talking aloud. Kind of just understanding, because I actually didn't know how to do that before. But hopefully somebody might hear that, or go back and watch the video and hear it, and learn as I did. But yeah, I think we're gonna do away with this tunnel down here and probably restore the original footpath that we had, because this is a mess. The nice thing is that we have a crowd drawn up this way, which may tempt people to get on these two rides back here, but even with all of these, like, nobody's really turning going out of the way to do anything. Are our shops making any money? No! And no. They're losing a bit. We do have a few people trickling over onto the rides, which is nice, but I don't think they're going to be sustainable in the long term. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just rebuild the path the way it was. Let's go line width 8. No. Yeah, it is 8. It's back here. So we've restored that there. Blue Gaming, what's going on, man? I hope you have a great new year too. I'm just hanging out with you all, not doing anything. Sorry, Cookie, I hope your 2025 had gotten significantly better since you met me. Ha! Yeah, it has. And I can tell you one of the high points of the year, not really point, but one of the great things is what I've been able to do with this channel this year, getting this game at the beginning of the year, playing it for a couple weeks, and then going 4 months without a working computer. But once I got everything back up in the summer, this has really taken off, and I've had a great time streaming for you all and playing this game and all that good stuff. It's really been a joy. I've had a lot of terrible days at work, or just other things going on, and this is a little bit of a release from all of that, which is very nice. And I've had a great time doing it. And I hope you've all enjoyed watching. I'm sure you have if you're still with me at this point. But I am hopeful that 26 will be better in many regards, and I do want to keep working on this channel and continuing to put out content for you all. I do want to vary it up. Excuse me, I've invested in Flight Sim a bit, and I'll really want to do that more. I know most of you here are PC2 fans. As a when I... Alright, let's fix the elevation. Flatten that, and yeah, that's pretty good. I think we can maybe... Let's try to fix... I don't like the way this kind of is artifacting. Whoa! Oh, that's a shadow! Wait a second, I was like, wait, the terrain is still raised right here, but it's a shadow from the railing. But we're gonna put scenery in that place as well. We're actually gonna stamp this back in. Oh yeah, it's ever very slightly misaligned. There's really not much that we can do. We can, but we'd have to modify all that. It's not really worth it. And I put a scenery object in here. We'll center it and kind of work the terrain around We might even do a circle stamp to try to get it to line up. Woohoo! Band player, how are you, man? Happy New Year. The gummies are kicking. Just be careful. We've got people that are struggling to get to take a break, and I want to make sure they get at least a few minutes of their... Okay, he made it. She is looking for a room. We're going to need to slap a few staff facilities down for people to get some rest. But this pirate building over here is the largest one. So anybody that can't get to a break room, we can pick up and help them get over there, because we don't want people missing their breaks. Alright, let's clean that there. Hire more staff. And we can once we get some additional break rooms in place, or if we maybe went in and try to manage all of the staff schedules. By the way, if you missed this yesterday, these are from the toy box pack. These nice little stickers, kind of built right into the wooden supports of the RMC here. T3 sucks. Sorry, I can never resist. Oh, excuse me. My allergies are bugging me today. I got a much later start than I had anticipated. I actually had to run some errands after work, and got home, did some cleaning, ate dinner, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna crash on the couch for a little bit. I didn't fall asleep, but I just was real kind of low-key for a bit, and I had contemplated skipping the stream tonight, but I didn't want to because I said I was gonna, and yeah, I figured this would be a fun way to spend the evening, since I didn't have any plans. If there was a monorail, they'd be able to travel faster to the other staff building. No, I don't think staff uses the transport rides. That would be really nice if they did. And I don't think we're going to be doing a monorail, given that we expanded the railroad so much. Now, the earlier version of this park had the monorail, and I somehow accidentally deleted it, completely unbeknownst to me, until later on, and I was working on it, and then I saw the just the platforms with the exits and entrance queues. And I'm like, what happened? And it was too late to go back and replace it, and I wasn't about to build an entirely new one. So I settled on a railroad. And I think that's worked out, because we've been able to do some really cool stuff with the railroad. I'm gonna build it here, do a bunch of scenery work around it, some cool tunnels. The best part of this one is when you come in through here and you get to see the little pirate gunfight and the treasures, and then the grotto and the cave of gems. And this was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun though, and I think it really paid off nicely. Now we're gonna do that in a few other places. I don't think over here. We maybe could dig into that a little bit. But another big highlight is gonna be when we do the work on the volcano area. I'm thinking of trying to do some sort of a artificial magma pit down here, because there's a whole ton of tunnel under this volcano, and it's very slowly curving pretty much the entire way through until you pop out basically the entrance where you have the cliffs and stuff. It's actually a really lengthy segment that I think we could work with. And do some really cool underground, like, volcanic sort of stuff. Like a magma pit, maybe some more stalagmites, and maybe some gems, because volcanoes... Well, I don't know about volcanoes specifically, but I was gonna say in places like that are where you can potentially find, like, some good gemstones and stuff like that. So maybe we do some of those crystals. Give them some colors. But I don't want to make it too similar to the stuff over here. So maybe we could kind of do something similar but in a little bit of a different style. Nobody rides this pirate ship. I'd like to get a good pirate ship. Some really good scenery and stuff. Is that 23%? Oh, it's probably because of the surrounding buildings and stuff. I don't know how long of a stream this is going to be tonight. I don't think it's going to be super long. I may or may not make it to midnight. I am kind of tired. It's been a bit of a long day. A little bit of a frustrating day as well. Short day at work, and I was having to deal with problems most of the shift, and then going grocery shopping, and all of that was an absolute clown show. And then just doing all the cleaning and stuff here at the house. Took my Christmas tree down a little early, but I was ready to take it down. Hey JP, what's up? How about a Minecraft ride and a mine for diamonds? Ooh. That could be cool. We already have a mine train back here. But there was the possibility of... you know, doing a dark ride or something. Zootopia 2 is the best movie ever. I've heard it was pretty good. I'm really considering moving this. Like, if I go in and get the blueprint of the original coaster, and of course we could theme it. All sorts of stuff. What I'd thought of doing was, excuse me. Putting it kind of like that so it launches up through the top of the volcano, and then kind of carves a tunnel back under before you go up into this large airtime hill after the top hat. Also, fun fact about the first Zootopia, they actually used official furry fan art for the original. Huh? Huh. I had not heard that. The other potential location I think we talked about was actually quite similar to where it is now, except just relocating it a little bit out over this way. Or no. I think it was more like that, and we just do a little bit of terrain work immediately underneath the stations, and then route the queue differently. Yeah, kind of like that, but we'd have to consider how we want to move the Mako coaster. Or the other option would be kind of like this, but we've got the Woody in the way. And it's actually, now we've got the Mini Mamba. Could do like that. Yeah, but the Hyper is still in the way. So, I don't know. I'm not ready to move that yet. For the designs and stuff. Huh. I'd never heard that. I gotta get up real quick. Alright. Park rating dropped down to 4.9. Okay, let's see. Is it litter? If there's too much litter. No, that's gonna be in this here. Needs cleaning. Oh, no, it's a few people barfed. Okay. Ooh, yeah. So there's a fair bit there, and oh, why is there so much inside here? Probably need to add a couple garbage cans in this area. Why don't we, select that and add a couple cans kind of over here near these columns. Hey, Brawlmick, what's going on, man? Just popping in to say Happy New Year, y'all, and wishing everyone a bright, creative, productive, and lucrative 2026. I appreciate that. I hope the same for you. I was saying earlier, 25 was not a particularly great year for me. But I'm, you know, gonna stay positive and hopeful and keep the faith that 26 is gonna be a better year for all of us. We get a little bit of litter off that ride there. Place in the corner. No, otherwise not really any issues. It's just very isolated pieces of litter that'll get cleaned up. We did add those cans over here. So I'm a little baffled as to the excessive amount of litter. Over here, I understand. We just didn't have any cans, but that should rectify that. Hey, Darkhound Doom, how are you? Hope you have a great new year. I appreciate it. You too, and I can actually say that given that you already celebrated. Ha! We get the singing eels. Alright, let's hire a couple more janitors to try to, excuse me, get that cleaned up. Oh, somebody's a little sleepy. Somebody's a little too relaxed in this lounge chair right here. Take a nap. Hey, Dino Dukes, how are you? Actually made it for once. Normally I fall asleep before midnight. Yeah, I don't remember if I made it to midnight last year or not. I know the year before that I was awake until about 6:30 in the morning. I don't know how. It's crowded over here. This line is backed up onto the path. It's not quite as much. I mean, earlier we actually had an arc of people standing out over here. And I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to need to make a longer line. But it kind of comes and goes in phases. Let's get some people to pick this up over here. Let's see, we may have some free janitors. I'm not really sure, though. Looking for work. Yeah, we've got a few. Well, I've got some work for you. Clean that, please. Gotta go through and... It's like every time that you try to get somebody to do something, it takes you back and you have to run right through the whole menu and all whatnot. Just trying to watch stuff to keep awake. Yeah. Where else? Ah, yes. Okay. Definitely gonna need a few people to help out with that. Looking for work. You get the barf duty. Get her there to assist with that, but I think between the two of them we'll get that all cleaned up. Should be okay. Yep. And that's jumped right back up to 5. So we can actually, I think, get out of that there. And you look at our scenery score. And we've got a lot of good areas. Most of the park, actually, this over here is super lush. This all back here is very high. We do have some areas where we haven't developed stuff, but then we also have areas where we have, and there's just not really much to look at. Like, kind of out here, but we also haven't fully developed that stuff. Temperature, it's a pretty warm day. Get a little bit of shade under the tree. It's kind of interesting, though. You have to zoom closer to the ground to be able to see where there's actually shade. Your thunderstorm risk, yeah, you can see which rides are the most prone to getting hit. The more rides you have, it reduces the chance for everything. Alright, let's go up here and take a look at guests. And you can see, yeah, there's a bit of people that are thirsty and hungry. No guest services to buy a pool pass. Yeah, there is. There's plenty of them. Souvenir is the lowest. That tends to be the case in most parks. But we could go through and actually place a variety of gift shops around the park. You know, we can do a combination of modular and just standalone. It'd be really cool to do a small gift shop over here, but we don't really have the infrastructure to support it. We'd have to expand the building or add another one somewhere. We may look at that. So we've got a little kind of cafe area down here, and we do have Hat's Fantastic there. And we also have a hey, ho ho, ha hoo, ha ha ha. We do have the Looney Balloons, so you can get hats and balloons over here. Look at all these people carrying bags though, so there definitely is demand. There's souvenir shops over here. Staff room. This is food and drink. Or just for food, actually. Now the drinks are over there. We could add vending machines. Actually, yeah, if we built like a small wall, I don't think it would interfere with the coaster. Just a little wall right here to well, let's see. I think we could maybe make a small wall with a couple drink vending machines. We want a little 2-meter half width. Or we could do a full-size 2-meter wall. Some sort of decoration over the top, I think, would be nice. So maybe what we can do, let's do a snap to position, see if we can get it to align. Alright, now we're going to turn that back off. But if we do that, that kind of works. And let's go drinks. We could do Gulpy. It actually doesn't look that bad. Maybe we can set a... We could do a Pep Shot Juice right next to it. Do do like a Cosmic Cow's milkshake counter. We could do a slush. Maybe slush hour, I think. Little slush hour counter right there. Alright, some drink options that are a little bit further over this way, especially when you get food. That way you don't have to walk. What are these? Food options. Well, you've got Latte Love right there, but yeah. It's still a bit of a hike, or you have to walk all the way back over to the Bracken station, where we set a... No, that's food. Ah, yeah, okay, drinks are right over there. Still a fair ways to walk, though. I guess it's high from the future to disappointed no flying cars or free horses outside since the year of the horse. I'm still sick, but now if I even move my mouth, it hurts. Oh, man. I hope you get better soon, JP. That sucks. So we got people lining up for the vending machines here. Maybe a bench right over here. It's always good to provide places for people to sit. Got a bench right there. Could do one, but that security post is a little bit in the way. Could do one over here. Or even two. Really, even... Could do three, honestly. Why not? Excuse me. I hiccup a bit. Because this is a relatively high traffic area. It's the through route to come over from this way up toward the pirate area and also to the Mako station. I'm gonna do some work on this building, probably off stream. Just kind of reverse it a little bit. I may consider moving it slightly just so it's not quite as cluttered over here, especially like right up against the Tradewinds station and plaza. I may actually rework this a little bit, and well, if we did that, we'd have to move this. And maybe what we would do is reroute the path to actually go through that and then kind of tie back in there. I'm not totally sure. This is always still just a walk-on. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna place another one. Just because this is a high traffic area. And what we'll do is go in and grab the... There it is. Add the medium-sized shell. There's a little bit of overlap. Oh, that doesn't look good because it's, sticking out into the water. That's nothing a little terrain work can't fix. But at least now we've got. Alright, thanks whoever decided to break my trash can. We should have a staff room over here. Oh! Why did it do that? I'm just trying to click the tree. So we've got quite a bit over here and there are no staff rooms in the area. So I think for this we'll go ahead and put a medium. Purposely placing it back off the path. And what that'll allow us to do is attach it without it trying to connect to any path. Let's move this bench over here for a moment. Or maybe just leave it there. And then we'll find a suitable location along the path. Right there. And now it's open. Well, we can move a bench back here. And yeah, we've got enough over here. Got the staff there. I know there's at least one, if not two. I think there's one, but inside here I know there's one. We got one there, over there. I think we should be okay now. There isn't one over here by the main entrance. So maybe what we can do, until we figure out exactly what we want to do over here. Try to maybe find space for one kind of here in the middle somewhere. Or maybe offset just a little bit to the side. We could do one here. So let's do the same thing. Doesn't matter what order you go in. Just place that and attach the scenery on top of it, or you can place the scenery and attach the building that way. And then just get them lined up and move them, connect them onto the path. Let's do that right there, and that should be fine. It's out of the way enough, we'll figure out. We can always move it if we decide to expand or redo some of that or something. What is this? Whoa! I don't remember placing that. Interesting. It's like he's looking through a telescope. Oh! I forgot about that. Hey. Is that a little bit too narcissistic? Make a cookie pirate right in the very front of the park, like as you walk in through the entrance? It's like, hey everybody, welcome to Splash Harbor Cookie, courtesy of Cookie Pirate. That was just the gingerbread from the festive theme with a pirate hat and a sword. What is that? It's a statue of... I don't remember that. It almost looks like maybe some sort of like a telescope or something. I don't remember that being there. That is funny though. Oh no, I remember. That was a statue where we got the pirate hat to place it on top of that. So I mean what we can really do is just get rid of these. Forgot I even had that. Yeah, looking at a telescope backwards, yeah. But yeah, that's right. I took the hat off of that figure to put it on that there. How would you all feel about a small coaster in this compact area over here? I'm gonna open that up for Paul. And what I think I would do is just use one of the nice, just the Frontier blueprints, and we can retheme them. But there are a few coasters in here that I actually really like. I would love to see a 4D coaster. Could have a lot of fun with some of these though. So the things that I had been thinking about, no wonder why people wouldn't go to other areas because they thought Gandhi was chilling at your amusement park. This actually... Yeah... That could kind of work. We actually would have to move that staff building we just placed. Yeah, that barely fits, although we... no, we really don't have much room to do terrain work there. But that's the new Vekoma STC they added in with the toy box pack. An RMC, ooh. RMC Raptor, well this is actually a T-Rex. But that could be really neat. Other options are the SLC. We looked at that, yeah, actually yesterday. Other one that I really like, and I'd be half tempted to leave it as is, although it has absolutely no theme relevant to anything in this park, but the Intamin Blitz Ultraviolet is actually a fantastic blueprint in my opinion. The only thing is I want to check and make sure it would actually fit. The other option we could do is like a Vekoma Boomerang or Family Boomerang or the Inverted Boomerang. But I don't think we'd do the Inverted Boomerang because we have that impulse which kind of acts as a... Where in the world is it? I've probably passed over it and haven't realized it. Yeah, right there. That actually fits well. Call it T3. Cookie, you got all the DLCs today. Awesome! Have you spent much time playing around with them? Do we have an Audimax? That's Intamin. No, I've been spending most of my time on a Gerstlauer. Oh, okay. Yeah, that takes a bit of time. So, yeah. I definitely can understand that. Rampant. Oh, that's the spinning mock ride. Ah! The ultra spinning. Where in the world? I'm just gonna have to type it. No, that's much too large to fit in that area. That would be something that actually could go over here. Or... no, that's water park. Yeah, I just don't think that's gonna fit. So I'm actually gonna... Alright. I'll go with those three options, and, or, well, 3 plus, no, don't build a coaster there. So 4. But, yeah, vote. Maybe we'll slap something down. We can retheme it a little bit. Just to get a little bit of activity around. Give people something to do. So we have 2 votes for a custom boomerang right here. Ooh. I really wasn't expecting people to vote for that, but I mean, we can. I don't have enough of my own coasters in this park anyway. We've got that. And that. Okay, so 4 of them are mine. A couple others are my originals that have been modified, and then we have several that are just completely built by somebody else. Which is really nice to get a variety of people to create stuff for the park. What if you put Bromik's new coaster in there? Which one? Bet I haven't checked it out yet. I can go on the workshop and look if it's not one of the 2 we looked at the other day. Bike and sidecar, or the red snapper. That one's going to be much too large to fit in that area. It looks like a kiddie coaster. It's themed like a kiddie coaster, but it ain't for the faint of heart. That's gotta be. Let's check it out. Clear the filter. Ooh. Would it? Yeah, it would. I would probably want to theme it a little differently. What is it? Oh, it's an EF... Oh my gosh, that is an extreme EF Miler coaster. Well, let's check it out. We'd have to re-theme. Let's check it out. I might consider using that somewhere else. Oh my! What a pop of air! Another pop of air, holy cow. Wow, that's intense. Looks like quite a bit of fun. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is wild. That pulls some wild forces too. That is neat. That is really cool. Actually small enough that we can squeeze that in some other area. With a little more room for could easily put that over here. I think you should honestly check out the other one. I know you'd make it fit somehow if someone else we all may know built it. No. It's not even that. I don't care who built it, honestly. If it's a really good ride, and I want to try to use it in the park, then I can make it work. So that really don't have much to do with it. Let me go ahead and end the poll there. We'll go with a custom boomerang. And could make that fit in a variety of areas, though I would like to. Let me turn that off. That way I can actually see. Yeah, this fits. That fits like gold over here. Really anywhere over here. Yeah, nice themed. Kind of change up the trees a little bit, give it a nice pirate theme. That would draw people to this area, without a doubt. Ha! People don't ride the teacups. We'd have to do a little bit of terrain work. But I bet you we could do something like that. I could move a bit over there in place of that thing. That could go in the volcano area. I'm just playing around with raw mix on some fire. Toasty coasty builds is all I'm saying. We can look at the other one. But I'm not going to give that a place in this park. We could consider it for the future. Let's go in there. And let's grab it and check it out. That fits over here. Give it a test run. Another hold and then the launch. Hey, Strawberry Jam. Want to show off a ridiculous coaster I made? I'll send it in a bit. Okay. Ooh. Maybe two. Yeah, if I'm on late enough for it. That's actually got a pretty cool layout. Good test results, too. Oh, some really high laterals. Good airtime. I like this. The bike and sidecar coasters are not really my cup of tea. But this has a cool layout, and it's got some cool elements. My thing with this type of coaster is I just find the Intamin Blitz to be... It does the same exact thing better. It's just if you want... You know, if you just want these types of cars. And I mean, you can switch them out onto the Intamin Blitz track with all the inversions and stuff like that. That's a cool ride, though. Haha. Anybody getting on this? No, probably not. Not really. A couple people. How? It's in a setting. You toggle this on, allow interchangeable coaster cars. And then what you would do is go into... Well, let me place that back. And then what you would do is go into customize and then just choose the train. So you can do the Intamin Blitz trains on the bike and sidecar track. You can do the mock trains. You can do the ultra spin and all of that stuff. So that's how you do that. It's a cool little feature. Alright, well, since what you all voted for, let's actually go ahead and set up a let's do a Vekoma Boomerang. So if you want to do the old style trains, you go with this. If you want the new gen trains, which I think are the better option, you go with those. So we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna set that up out over this way. Building these are actually quite easy. And, whoa. Generally what you're gonna do is we'll go out of loops, we'll go into rolls. It's gonna be something like a Cobra roll, but you could do a banana roll. You could do a bat wing, but you will have to modify the terrain underneath. Wait, this is new. I've not noticed this. Wait, what's the difference? I can't tell the difference between these. So what in the world? Let's make it larger. No, there's like no difference. What in the world? It's interesting. I didn't censor ridiculous, by the way. It's not censored for me. These usually give the option of a wide or a narrow cobra roll. Alright, vote. Raven turn. Yeah, the only place you're ever going to see one of those would be on the wraparound. It's all like a sidewinder. Also, the second option is the arrow corkscrew arch as a support. Oh! Okay, I did not realize that. Interesting. Alright, go ahead and vote. What do you think the next element is? Or should be, I should say. One of those horseshoe rolls would be neat, but it's too large. Alright, let's check that coaster out first. I don't know if we're going to get to the second one. But we'll see. I definitely do want to give you, one of them. Oh, it's censored in the game. Yeah, they censor just about everything. That's, yeah. Okay. Go back to coasters. Oh gosh, no, we're not going to be looking at that here. Well, in that case, let's just go ahead and look at both at once. So we'll do the Giga Woody first, and then we'll look at the other one, and we'll do both in a sandbox park. The coaster will be cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple Vekoma boomerang. Should have warned how large it was. Ah, it's okay. Let's look at that. All the tracks should be above ground. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh, why is that inverse? Very interesting. Okay. I was having to move my mouse in the opposite direction to get that to place. Let's switch front bumper. And we're going to speed that up. Golly. It gets dumber near the end. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, look at that. That's really good. Look at the fear. That's actually above 5. That tells you. 80 reaches 92 miles an hour. 86-meter drop, so yeah, they're at about 300 feet. The G-forces, those need to be tempered back a little bit. I like the ejector you get on it. There's some quick pops of air. There's not a whole lot of sustained. Excuse me. Yeah, it does get notably forceful in some spots. Like, this is probably where your peak is, coming through that. And it's banked sufficiently, which is why it translates into such high positive Gs. Kind of peaks over there. And over there too, but not quite as strong. That's the top there. Hey, Kings Island. Happy New Year's Eve. I appreciate it, you too. Got an hour and 1 minute to go, I guess. And you look at your laterals. Comes through there. It's meant to be kind of stupid. But it's got some cool elements to it for sure. I'm gonna go back to the vertical and look at the airtime. This is such a good floater hill. And then you've got a nice little pop of ejector right there. It's an interesting kind of double up on a woody. You don't really see that on woodies, but it's an interesting element. It's nice. So lots of nice pops of floater over that. And then you've got some really brief, like, bursts of airtime in some spots. Some nice ejector. A floater going down that. And a floater up there. That's a heck of a pop of ejector right there. That's probably where your max is. Or your min, technically. Max negative G. I wish they referred to it in that way. It's got some wild, really exciting elements. Let's see where your fear... Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is so forceful right here. The fear goes through the roof. A little bit there. Horse on the first drop. It's not bad right there. But yeah, in the end, your nausea is a bit sustained. I think somewhere you need to add maybe a little bit of trim just to slow it down so this isn't quite as forceful. Maybe add like trim brakes over here before that real sharp turn. But overall, it's actually pretty neat. Alright, let's grab your other one. And we'll take a look at that there. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Holy cow, everybody but one voted for the Cobra roll. We'll do a Cobra roll. I don't think it's the most inspired element, but it's fine. Then a hyperbole right here. Baby brother the Giga. There it is. Kind of like the Beast and Son of Beast, I guess. Here we go. Another double up. For a second, I thought it wasn't going to make it. Here we go. Yeah, you know what I would do instead of running those brakes uphill? Run them flat. And do, like, one more hill coming up, and maybe even a little pop of air coming up into it or something like that. Because putting brakes uphill just doesn't really make sense from a physics perspective. It works ultimately, but you could see it really slow down, and the station actually pulled the train faster than it was going before it reached. One thing I've noticed with this, your banking is inconsistent. Like the way some of those turns are profiled, the banking doesn't always seem to fit. Like in a couple spots, like over here, it actually felt overbanked for the turns that you were trying to do, and felt that like right down here, this curve too. Like it almost ends up going straight, not really straight, but you can see how the curve really lets up, but it's so banked, and then it tightens again. I would try to profile those turns a little bit different. Let's talk about the good. Number one, I love the layout. This has a cool twister layout to it. It's got a good variety of twists and turns. Double up is cool. Oh, a pop of airtime. And up again. If you look at those stats, this one actually isn't as exciting. But I liked it better. Your G-forces are definitely a bit better tempered on this coaster. But it just doesn't really give much airtime. It's more of a speed machine. And if we go in, what was your minimum air? Negative 0.5. But it only said it had 2 moments of airtime for 1 second. Like, you get a little floater, but then it loses its momentum, and you can see the G-forces come back closer to 1. And then it tapers off again. Good air right there. Like, it's just variable. By the time it gets up here, it kind of loses some of that. I really like this layout. There's your ejector right there. It's probably more like flowjector. Let me get that blue right there. Double up is a cool element, and the first one, it works really well with the speed of the train. When you look at your laterals, they're much more under control on this. That's one of the good things about the way that you profiled the turns, is you did temper the laterals back. The Giga better represents where I am now. I see where you're coming from, but I don't necessarily agree with you on that. I mean, because you built a really nice coaster here, and I think you just need a little more finesse with it. But no, it's not bad at all. Neither of them are bad coasters. I think it's kind of just working on kind of paring some of those extreme G's back a bit, which you did well with this here. Just looking for a little more airtime. If you go take a look at your excitement, it's just kind of orange and yellow throughout most of it, so it's nothing super thrilling, but it's not boring per se. You've got two really good spikes of excitement. First drop is really good, and then this right here after the first part of the double up. Thought they're funny but good. They have their good coasters, and yeah, I mean, the Giga's more funny. This is actually something that I would take as a more serious, like, contender for a high quality coaster, and just work on improving it. See if you can get the excitement up a little bit. I like it though. I mean, I like both these coasters, but I really like what you did with this one. Alright. So I'm going to head out of that and go back into... Alright, here we go. Let's add a Cobra roll. Vertical loop to the left side. And that can actually scale back more. We can make it a little larger and taller. Maybe the height of the Cobra roller, maybe even a little bit more. I want to get that more or less centered with the center of the station. I think the G-forces there are going to be a little bit too much. Yeah, so 18 degrees is the target up. That there is actually centered pretty well. That's actually pretty good. It's a very basic boomerang. Or if I really wanted to troll a little bit, I could do a it would be nice to get those to line up a little bit better. Funny thing we could do right here would be something stupid like an inclined loop right over the station. I'm actually kind of... I wonder how that would look. Oh, that's a horrible idea. Yeah, we're not doing that. Aha! Put the vertical back. So this is just a very basic, standard run-of-the-mill, you know, Vekoma boomerang. Well, let's see how it tests. Probably fine. Profile of that Cobra roll's a little off. That's a little whippy. Yeah, pretty basic. It's not all that exciting. How does it pull 6 Gs? 6.5, what? They don't actually pull that many. Explain that. It's not right there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going through the Cobra roll. Good lord. That's probably all it needs to be in terms of height. Well, we'll see. Could be wrong. Watch now, it won't make it through the vertical loop. Turn the friction down. It's not going to make it through that. Calling it right now. Yep. Roll back. Just go with a little bit of a shorter. Excuse me. Gosh. That's much more realistic. Oh! Turn the friction down. Excuse me. I get the hang time at the top of that loop that way. And then it's going to take the backdrop faster through the loop and you'll get hang time in the Cobra roll. With that lower though, it'll make it easier, more easily through that. That is much more realistic. Not a super thrilling ride. I mean, it's a basic. But enough of a crowd pleaser. Now what we should actually do while I'm at it is look at... Can't even smooth it. Small portion of straight track right there. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, if we bumped it down to 0.8, then I bet you. That might make it a little bit more exciting. I'll just actually watch the test run, the stats. Oh, you can, yeah, that's right, you can actually, speed that up a bit. What this release delay will do is hold it. Let's actually do that. I just want to make sure it's not going too fast for the Cobra roll. Yeah, it does. I think it just does pull a little bit too much. Oh, wait, down to 4 there. Yeah, it pulls a little over 5 Gs going through the Cobra roll down here, which is not ideal. Welcome back, Dino Dukes. Yeah, 5.2. I don't know. I don't really think there's much that we could do about that other than making the Cobra roll taller. But then I'm worried about the pacing going through the vertical loop. Hey, Minecraft, how are ya? Happy New Year. I am not really confident in my ability to build a proper Cobra roll. We have 30 more minutes until 2026. That's about the same. Oh! That is wonky. Track limits exceeded, ha! Ha ha ha! No, we ain't doing that. The only thing I think we'd be able to do is just make it larger, and then we'd have to tear up the vertical loop, and it may be worth doing, though. These are easy enough to rebuild. And what we can actually do is put it in a test to run. Only thing about it is it takes time for it to actually. But we can see what the G-forces will be going up through that, and if we need to make it even larger. So I kinda wanted to go Batwing for that reason, but yeah. .6, that is much more manageable. So yeah, that actually made a considerable difference. I didn't think it would make that much of a difference, but it does. I want that to be about the same height. It's up to 4.9, so I think we want to reduce the height a little bit to keep that temper back down. So we'll also take that out. And if we cap it there, what's the total height? It should be about 40 meters. That might not be enough. That might not be quite enough. Actually, it's probably okay. We want to scale that up and redo the loop a little bit. Again, we could. POV will, yeah, we will when we get it finished and themed. We're not getting the hang time at the top of the loop, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. Ha 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 ha! That works. Now we get the hang time back. At the top there. Alright, hold on. We're gonna go back row seat. Alright, Dale, you get your POV. And there we go. That actually improved the test results a bit. G-forces are still peaking out a little bit high, but it's not as extreme as it was. I think this is probably okay enough. Oh, I meant vertical there. Looks cool. Well, when we theme it and paint it and stuff, it's always just going through this side. It's like they're slightly uneven. There's wonky Cobra rolls, and I'm not confident in my ability to build a good custom Cobra roll. Not in this style for the boomerang. Alright. Let's go ahead. Yeah, you know what? I'm curious. What happens if we bump the friction back up? Does it get stuck at the top of the loop? I bet you it rolls back now. Yeah! Haha! So that friction actually does have to be lower. What happens if we do 0.8? How do the forces look? Crawls a bit better through that loop. Marginally better. 5.3, so that's actually just about the same. It's fine. Gotta go. Happy New Year's. Alright, Dino Dukes, thanks for hanging out, man. Happy New Year to you. Okay. Shut it down. I'm content with the way it is there. And we've got the exit over here. Replace the entrance first for whatever reason. Well, I can consider doing a priority queue for this over here. This isn't going to have real high capacity, though. Actually, it's better to have the entrance, or the exit to the middle of the station. Because it actually clears the platform and lets people board slightly faster. If we did want to do a priority queue, then we could... We should reverse that, actually. Alright, go ahead and vote, let it go for a couple minutes, and, I have to come up with a theme. Given... I think it would make more sense to go with, bamboo, given these are all like tiki huts, but if we did plaster, we could get the ride to stand out the station. Alright, I'm gonna get up real quick. I'll let y'all vote. I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll be back. Looks like I am gonna make it to midnight anyway. 11:50 something here. Yeah, 11:50 exactly. Alright, we're back. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go with bamboo. Slap some stations around. Hey, Strawberry Jam, welcome back. Pretty much 1 hour till New Year. Yeah, I've got 6 minutes. I'm probably going to be jumping off shortly, as I'm starting to get a little tired, but excuse me. Now, I don't really plan on having anything underneath the station. So we could actually lower this to ground level. Or not to ground level, but lower it a fair bit. Easily another, like 2 meters or 3 meters or so. Now, unlike the typical station that I build with all the windows and arches and stuff like that, I actually thought about doing something a little different for this. Doing columns. Maybe like these 4-meter square columns. It's gonna let us attach it up here. It may not. That's gonna be a ton of work. Get these to line up properly. I can't even... Well, snap to position if we did it this way. No, it just wants to line up really wonky. Ha! They're all floating too. Happy early New Year. I appreciate it. Well, you got like 3 minutes to go, I guess, yeah? My brother... What? My brother and I have been the first to eat toilet paper in 2025 and hopefully 2026. Ah, gross. I don't even want to know. Interesting. I kind of got the same thought, Dale. Alright, this is going to be Fun. Try to line each of these up. Right at the corner. And shift it into place, and I wish this thing would stop artifacting. Man, this is some fine... precision required right over here. Yeah, it's not perfectly angled. So each of these will... Dale, that's freaking gross. I know, maybe kind of like that. This is going to be really tough. I think what I'm gonna need to do... Hey, Happy New Year, I appreciate it. I didn't even realize it was midnight. Shows you how distracted I am. Man, this game takes up all my attention. Alright, I'm gonna try something here just to help with alignment. No! Shh. And I'm just gonna kind of stagger these for reference. It is officially the new year for me. It is exactly 12. Well, Happy New Year, JP, to you as well. Alright, advance, move, and duplicate. And why the distance doesn't show up is beyond me. It used to be the distance will show up as you get these in place. I'm trying to get each of these placed halfway. This is where the walls are coming in handy. Now the bombs are going to start going off next to my window. Yeah, we're probably... Well, I've been hearing them pop a little bit at night, but there's actually like a red flag warning, or advisory or whatever, because it's cold and dry and has been breezy. So fireworks right now are kind of a no-no. Well, we still got people setting them off anyway. Some people just want to see the world burn. Amazing Grace. Ha ha! Love to get together and sing like Auld Lang Syne on New Year someday. Kind of a little dream of mine. I know that's probably a really old tradition, but it'd still just be beautiful. And then the last one gets placed. Alright, we're gonna have to push each of these back toward the edge a little bit more. We're gonna do this side right here. And we just need to edge each of these back. See, it's funny because when you do advanced move, the distance shows up, like how much you've moved it. But when you do advanced move and duplicate, it doesn't. And I don't really understand why not. Oh, it would be cool. It really would. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we're going to go for a little bit more of an open top. So we're going to select each of the... Ow. Yeah, there we go. Each of these. And we may have to do a little bit of shifting on the other side, but we're going to advance move, duplicate. Slide them to that corner there. And we'll just go through and check the alignment of each of these. That one looks good. We're actually pretty good with those there. And then what I think we'll need to do if we do a... Ooh. Yeah, to support a roof. Okay. Now what we're going to do is come in, choose a roof type. And I think we're going to go with the tiki bamboo. Ha! Well, not tiki, but the bamboo thatched. Happy birthday. Ah. And we go with 1 meter or 2 meter? Oh, add to scenery group so it snaps on the grid. Oh, why is that? So that's 1. That's 2. And I think 4 is just going to be... And I can actually put the... Oh no! You know what? I forgot that doesn't... We don't have that option for this kind of roof, so it actually is to flatten out in the middle. What we do is lower that. Or... Oh no, they do have the pitched. So you'd go with your 1 meter. And then your 2 meter here. That went wonky. I worked on the flatboat ride, the dark ride. It's nearing completion. Just set up my first gig on Fiverr. Oh, good deal. Hope you get some good results out of it. And what do y'all think looks best? You can see all 3 options here. 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter. I'll let y'all decide. Yeah, 10 viewers, though. Crowd's picking up. And then what I think we can do is do another row of columns kind of inward. And let's actually see these line up. Yep, the corner ones overhang just a tiny bit. But each of these posts line up with the middle of the roof, which is how it's supposed to be. So we actually did that trick of these alternating 1 meter walls just to help with the spacing of the columns worked. It worked out really well, actually. So, it was a good little trick. This is one of the more complex stations that I've done only because columns don't snap to the grid like your wall pieces and roof pieces do. Which makes it a little bit more difficult. But if you do a couple tricks, it works out. Grab another water. I'm getting hungry too. I had sushi for dinner. It's not super filling. Alright, so we have 2 votes for 2 meter, 1 for 1 and 1 for 4, and I think I like the 2 meter the best, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Actually, I can keep that, we'll just lower it. No, you know what, we'll delete them. Because then we just select all 3 of these. Let's actually move that. Lower it. How is that? The wood is actually separate. Do the wood beam? No, they don't. Weird. 11/11, Happy New Year. I appreciate it. Same to you.
The one thing rappers love more than...
Whoops. Yeah, just checked out the channel. We got a pretty good follow in there and a verified. That's awesome. I appreciate you stopping by. I don't know if that audio popped up. Probably did. Oh, no worries. Let's lower it to a half. And the actually kind of pops through. And you raise it. And I think that's the way it's supposed to go. But I'm not totally sure. 108k, that's pretty incredible. That's a silver right there. The other thing I could try to do is lower it to, see, look at that. Thing to snap in place right. Now we've got this weird... I think it's supposed to go like that, and it's just kind of segmented. Well, in either case. That's directly over the track. Let's grab each of those. Advanced move and duplicate. And the center of the roof. Should line up like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. The next thing that we can do is going to be to go back to these columns and attach. I believe it's going to be a 2 meter will reach. It does not. Interesting. If we do a 4 meter, I think it's going to... Oh, that's actually recessed a little bit. How does that look? I mean, we'll rotate that to... That's right, actually, that looks good. So we'll just run double the 4. Here's the way to do that, actually. Advance move and just raise it so that each of these are sitting on the top. Or just below. And none of them should be poking through the top of the roof. They don't. This one here does, and we could actually cover that with like an awning. We go back into roof pieces here. No, that's supposed to attach to a wall. corner. Or what we could do is remove the ones from the sides. Just on the ends. And leave the ones in the middle. Just gonna grab these 3. Get the grid height lowered. And I'm just going to try to line these up a little bit differently. That's actually okay. In my opinion, that actually looks better. Now let's go with that. Other thing that we could do, potentially, let's go back to wall pieces. Is to just, whoops. Kind of run them up the edges like that. And we can do some sort of decorative stuff on the outside. And then we can put a single beam. Yeah. So I say, does that look better or worse with the outside wall pieces like that? So we leave like an open canopy. Because we could also run these cross beams through the middle. I'll think about it. But let's paint this. I'm gonna try to give the coaster a theme. Let's see here. just kind of a temporary. I'm thinking if we give the cars a little more vibrant, we should choose the colors here. Hey, NZ9450, how did you build the pretty water around it? A lot of terrain work and just filled it with water, and I've added and taken away as I've worked on the park, but basically you just indent your terrain. Like a nice pond here, for example. And then just add the clear. I use clear water, not natural. Natural gives this kind of murky color to it that I really don't care for. And you can use rough water, which is basically clear water, but it has more waves. Add like the ripples to it and stuff. That's good for larger lakes. I mean, we actually could do with that, but smoother that way. But I just, every time I need to add something, I just take the water up and place it back. And I use a reference, which is this island right here by the bridge. That way I add the water back to the correct height. Let me go ahead and smooth that back over. If we want to adjust the colors of these, we can. And I'm thinking to make the train a little bit more vibrant, because we have kind of neutral tones to represent the... And you know what? Change the color of the wood. Maybe we'll change the color of the coaster supports. Go with even a darker shade to try to match the wood. Kind of like that. Change the if we want to go with red, green, yellow, we could do that, or we could just select all of these and change it. We can also change the color of the bamboo. In fact, let's just grab a few of these and look at that. Ooh. I actually kind of like that. Gives it a little bit more of a rustic, natural, darker color. Matches the wood better. We can delete those now that we have... Whoa! Don't forget to select that one. There we go. Slightly more natural wood color. And if we wanted to do like blue, green, yellow, something like that, or alternate them. Let's take a look at our cars. So that's the bottom of the train. This is going to be the restraints, I'm pretty sure. Nope. That's that side there. These are going to be the restraints. Yeah. These are going to be the seats. Go with a more vibrant. Maybe we should go with green for that and make the restraints pop. A little more, like with that golden color. Kind of something like that, for example. Can match that up. Kind of almost like that. And then what we'll do is grab that. Oh, we'll have to actually do the multi-select tool. Grab the coaster and the entire station. Advanced move and bring them closer to ground level. If these footers are at ground level, what do we end up with? They're actually not perfectly the same height. It's close. But that also may have to do... Oh, the terrain is sloped. That's why. So this is actually above ground. Or below ground a little bit. So if we grab that and drag it up just so that it's sitting at ground level. And we can even lower the terrain or flatten it around here. It's a tiny bit above, and we can level terrain or do some work to maybe bring that up to hide some of that. Not bad overall though. And then we can adjust the actual placement. What I think I'd like to do is try to center the path out. Kind of like that. I'll figure out what to do with the cues and stuff at a little different time. Kind of want to keep going with the... One thing we could do is add... Oh, whoops. Add just 1 meter pieces above each of these. We'd have to do a half piece on those. And that requires an extreme level of precision. Then we'll advanced move. Exactly 2 meters. And lower it exactly 1. And it's not quite perfectly lined up, but it is close. Advance, move, and duplicate, and shift it. That's pretty good. And then we can add like trim around it and stuff. So maybe we would look at that. Still not sure if I want to leave that in place, but we can put decorations up and stuff. That's recessed a little bit. And even put additional columns like over here. Oh! Haha! No, we just need to select the one. and then just on the sides right here. Or we could do shorter 1 meter columns. We actually may do that. That works because the ceiling top there. I'll think about that though. So that's coming together. We've got the coaster. We just need to lay the queues and the exit path, and then we'd be able to get it open. I'm gonna leave it as is for now. And yeah, I've been going just about 3 hours. It's getting to be pretty late. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and call it a night and head to bed. So we'll probably pick back up tomorrow. Guess we maybe should repair some vandalism. See how much we got. 140. Ah, it's actually not terrible. It's definitely getting better. The rate of vandalism and stuff in the park is dropping, which is good. People are happier, so they're not as upset. Not as tempted to break stuff. There's always a few. But alright folks, we'll finish this coaster up another time. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Happy New Year to everybody already or in advance. Again, hope you have a fantastic 2026. Hope you have a great New Year's Day. Everybody stay safe. And we'll probably pick back up tomorrow. So, until then, as always, take care, stay safe, never forget it. G3 sucks! And we'll see you all.